first surfboard I bought in 1959, I think. Jamaica cost me $75, which was a lot of money at the time.
My dad shaped boards out of the little shack in the back and glassed them, and Freeline Design was born. It's great to be part of that history.
My dad brought me out there for my first time when I was like 3. It just became something that I really loved.
My name is John Mell. I live here in Santa Cruz now. We've lived here since 1969. And I started shaping in the late 60s. You know, I started building boards for myself and my friends. There really weren't too many surf shops, so I figured it was sort of an ideal place.
I grew up in a surf shop. I had a surfboard, you know, the moment I was born. Our kitchen was like the glossing room. You had to have a clean room to do it, and sure enough, the kitchen was the room. So
Kim would go off to sell Avon, you know. I'd sneak into the kitchen and set up my glossing rack, you know, and do gloss, and then I'd clean it all up when she came home, and she'd sniff and go, I know you were in here.
my first experience surfing was with my dad at Pleasure Point. Pushed me into a wave. I got caught in the kelp, and board was there and maybe even bonked me.
I remember distinctly seeing him purl on a wave and get a big mouthful of sand.
The kelp was everywhere, and I swore that day I'd never do it again. My dad did all this competition when I was younger. You know, one of the things I know that he really enjoyed was the Mavericks events. He would take me out on his boat and be my captain, you know, and my support boat, and he would be there with me.
You know, we were out there the biggest year when they had, you know, the wave come and wash people along the beach there. I mean, that was probably the most scary day I've ever had in the ocean.
Kind of watched this thing at a close proximity and surfing those waves with me, which is exactly what I feel when I watch John compete. You know, one of the more memorable ones was 11 years old. He was at the Surfing America US Championship at Lowers, and he needed like an 8.5 or an 8.8, some big score, and this beautiful wave comes in, and he starts riding this wave, and you know, he needs this huge score, so he can't make any mistakes on the thing, and I surfed this wave with him. He surfed this wave perfectly, got a perfect 10, won the US Championships, the biggest title of his life, and I mean, I went to tears, and that was so enjoyable.
My name's John Mell. I'm 14 years old. I'm from Santa Cruz, California, and I'm a professional surfer. We're at Lower Trestles. The waves are pumping, and I just got out of the water from my first heat of the day. Today I was surfing in the under 18, so all those guys are definitely a lot older, so it's a higher level of difficulty. I just try and go for it in those heats, and luckily today it worked out. My parents definitely are a big, huge support in all my surfing. They're down there at pretty much all of my contests. Every once in a while when we're looking over the footage of my contest or something, I'll think one thing and then he'll kind of think the other. I'll get pissed at him because it's kind of hard taking advice from my parents.
You could have risked an interference.
Well, I was just going to go behind it.
But you didn't think that there was an interference thought process there?
Because there's like 30 seconds left and I needed a wave.
You know, to have generations kind of build, you know, the third generation is my son of the Mells. It is an avid surfer and loving it and competes and has it in his blood and won't ever stop surfing for the rest of his life, I'm sure. It's just part of the culture of surfing is to pass this kind of love and lifestyle. That's the DNA of surfing, and want to teach these things to make them succeed, and then when they have those successes, you get to live those successes with them, and that's a joy.